Hi children, how are you? Welcome back to our digital class in English. I think you have been eagerly waiting for our class in English. In the previous session you learnt about the school life, a wonderful lesson. In today's session we are going to learn the topic of reading under the theme of environment, an interesting lesson by the title What is Man Without the Bees? As you all know, we have no life or existence without the presence of either animals or the plants. There is a need to learn the importance of the land and also the nature on which it is. As you all know, children, do remember one important thing, nature is our future. So, save the nature and make the future. Before going to learn the lesson in today's session, better we look at the objectives of this session. You will be able to make an effort to read and comprehend the text individually and collaboratively. Think on the speech you have read. Learn to use the unfamiliar words in the real life situations. Generate the major events depicted in the speech. Copy the speech and put efforts to speak a few words on the environment. Construct the discourse of speech, both oral and written. Respond to the questions posed on the different segments of the reading part. Edit and refine the draft of the speech. Think of the major domains like syntax, morphology, punctuation and spelling while constructing the discourse or producing the discourse of speech. Children, now let us look at some interesting pictures and also watch the video to listen to the motivational speech delivered by one of the student speakers.
My soul is telling me, be peaceful and love everyone. Dear sisters and brothers, we realize the importance of light when we see darkness. We realize the importance of our voice when we are silenced. In the same way, when we were in Swat, the north of Pakistan, we realized the importance of pens and books when we saw the guns. The wise saying, the pen is mightier than sword, was true.
Chairman, respected dignitaries and all my dear friends, I am Vishakha of class 11th, a science student. It's a great pleasure for me to speak in front of you guys upon the topic, what would the life of man be like in the absence of the beast? Ask the people to teach their children that the earth they stand on is the ashes of their grandfathers. It's their all hard work and experiences that we are standing on this earth, and it's all their just ashes. You must respect it. If a man spits on the ground, it spits on himself, because we all are evolved from this earth. The man belongs to the earth. The earth doesn't belong to the man. We don't have the rights to destroy it. We are a part of earth and earth is a part of us. The man feels like he has designed the web of the life, but he should merely understand that he is the strand in the web. He is not the web, he is a strand in the web, and if he harms himself, if he harms the web, he is going to harm himself.
Now children, think of the different sources available in the world and also how they would be useful to us in our day-to-day life, and how they are also at the same time useful to the entire mankind in the world. Please think of answering these questions. Who do you think is the speaker in the video? Do you like her speech? What did she speak about? Do you like the nature? What are the things available in the nature? What is the nature? What can we find in a forest? What can we do to save nature? Who do you think are the selfish, whether animals or human beings? Do you like killing animals for fun? What would happen to us if the environment was destroyed? Shall we learn an interesting lesson by the title, What is Man Without the Beasts, from the speech delivered by one of the student speakers in today's session.
I am here to speak like what will the life of a man be like in the absence of the animals, in the absence of the beasts. The idea that some lives are more important than the other lives has been the root cause of all that is wrong with the world. Earth was created for all type of lives, not only the human life, but we human are in a misconception that our lives are more important than the other lives like that of the animals or any other living forms. The animals have been here for millions of years without the fear of survival, but this is changing now, and it's only because of we humans. To protect the environment, nearly a century ago, in the year 1854, an excellent speech was delivered by the Red Indian Chief Seattle, who was the head of the Pacific Northwest tribe. He said that the idea of him of buying and selling the land was rather strange. He said that how could we buy or sell the land if we don't own it? The warmth of the air, the freshness of the land, the freshness of the air, all, how can we buy or sell it if we don't own it?
Buy our land. If we decide to accept, I will make one condition. The white man must treat the beasts of this land as his brothers. I am a savage, and I do not understand any other way. I have seen 1,000 rotting buffaloes on the prairie, left by the white man who shot them from a passing train. I am a savage, and I do not understand how the smoking iron horse can be more important than the buffalo that we kill, only to stay alive. What is man without the beast? If all the beasts were gone, men would die from a great loneliness of spirit. For whatever happens to the beasts soon happens to man.
Children, shall we note these points from the speech made by the student speaker, and also please note down these ideas. A Red Indian Chief Seattle delivered a speech. The speech was on the protection of environment. The incident took place more than a century ago. It was a world famous moving speech made in 1854. This speech was given before his lands were taken. Seattle's words are considered to be something like a gospel of the greens. As the idea of buying his lands seemed to be strange, he demanded how the sky and the warmth of the world could be either sold or bought. Every part of the earth was sacred to his people. In the memory and experience of his people, there were the shining pine needle, sandy shore, mist in the dark woods. The perfumed flowers were their sisters, the deer, the horse, the great eagle were their brothers. It was also told that they would live comfortably with what all they had. Their land was sacred to them. The water in the rivers and the streams was considered as the blood of their ancestors. The water's murmur was the voice of his father's father. The rivers quench their thirst. Therefore, the rivers may be treated as their brothers and given kindness to them. Children, now you have noted these important points from her speech. Please think of answering these questions. Before that, better we look at the new words and their meanings given here. Glossary, sacred. The first new word given in the text is sacred. Its meaning is connected with God, and its synonyms are holy, religious, devotional. Antonyms are cursed, secular. Another important word from the set of the new vocabulary is a gospel. Meaning is a thing that is absolutely true. Its synonym is principle, ethics, opinion, and its antonym is a lie. Let me tell you one sentence used on their own. They say it is sold out, but does not take that as gospel. Another important word taken from the list of the vocabulary, ancestors. Its meaning is a person, typically a grandparent from whom one is descended. Its synonyms are forebear, forefather and predecessor. Antonyms are descendant and successor. Sentence, he could trace his ancestors back to King James. Now, let us go with some of the questions to think of their answers. When did the incident take place? What do you mean by gospel of the greens? How is every part of the earth considered? What were said to be there in the memory and experience of his people? How was the water in the rivers and streams considered? What do you think was sacred to them? What were the perfumed flowers compared to? Children, now sit in the groups and go through the text given at page 67 and 68. Shall I ask you some questions? Okay, and the part of the lesson we have gone through. We have gone through the first 2 pages of the lesson, page 67 and page 68. Okay, let me ask you some questions. Whoever knows the answer should have to give the answer. Okay, children, now look at the blackboard. Here is one question for you. Who delivered the speech?
The Red Indian Chief Seattle speech.
Okay, good. The Red Indian Chief Seattle delivered the speech. Please give her claps. Okay, children, now let me ask you another question. What was the speech on?
The speech was on the protection of environment.
Yeah, that's good. The speech was on the protection of the environment. Okay, fine. Please be seated. When was the speech given?
The speech was given before his lands were taken.
That's good. Please give her claps. Children, you may have gone through the text and noted down the important points. Please note them from the screen. Now the key points. The air is precious to the red men, the beast, the tree, the man, they all share the same breath. The air shares its spirit with all the life it supports. The wind on the red man's land is sweetened by the meadow's flowers. The white man must treat the beasts of the land as his brothers. Seattle points out that the white man did not understand the value of the beasts. As all things are connected, Seattle asked the white men not to kill the beasts on their lands. Children, now you may have noted down the important points from the Seattle speech and get ready to respond to the questions that follow. How is air considered by the red men? What are the things said to be sharing the same breath? How, according to the speaker, should the white men treat the beasts of their lands, who is said to be a savage in the passage? What is the type of the text? What is man without the beasts? All things you do are connected. Justify your answer. Why do you think the white men kill the animals? Now, children, would you like to go through the next part of the lesson given at page 69 and 70 under the subtitle of respect? If so, please continue reading the text. Next 2 pages, okay, page 69 and 70. Okay, let your textbooks be kept open like this and continue reading the passage and read the next 2 pages, page 69 and 70. You will come to know many things coming under the theme of, what is the theme is? Environment. Under this theme, in today's lesson, we are going to learn what is man without bees. Okay, fine. Please go through this. Shall I ask you some questions? Please look at the blackboard. Now I will ask the first question. Whoever knows the answer should stand up and give the right answer. Okay, children, what is the type of the text?
The speech.
The speech. It had been already answered. Who is said to be the savage in the passage?
The Red Indian.
The Red Indian chief. In the savage in the passage. Is the God same for all?
Our God is the same God.
Yeah, our God is the same God. Okay? There is no difference at all among the gods of all these people. God of the different religions is the same, one and the same to all these religious people. Now, children, look at the screen and note down the main points. Now, the key points, please. Seattle asked to teach their children that the ground beneath their feet is the ashes of their grandfathers. If the men spit upon the ground, they spit upon themselves. The earth does not belong to man, the man only belongs to the earth. Our God is the same God. God's compassion is equal for the red man and the white man. The end of the living is the beginning of the survival. Now, children, you may have noted down the points. Now, get ready to respond to the questions that follow. Before that, better we look at the new words and their meanings. Glossary. Strand. Its meaning is the shore of a sea, lake or large river. Its synonyms are seashore, shore, beach, and the one sentence is a heron glided to rest on a pebbly strand. Another important word from the new vocabulary is destiny. Its meaning is that to which any person is to reach finally. Its synonyms are future, fate, fortune, doom, and the one sentence given here is she was unable to control her own destiny. Another important word is slaughter. Its meaning is kill people or animals in a cruel or violent way, typically in large numbers, and its synonyms are destroy, murder, butcher, kill, and the one sentence used is here innocent civilians are being slaughtered. Another important from the new vocabulary is mystery. Its meaning is something that is difficult or impossible to understand or explain. Its synonyms are puzzle, enigma, conundrum, riddle, secret, and the one sentence used is death remains a mystery. Another important word from the list of new words is blotted. Its meaning is keep from being seen, concealed, and the synonyms are smudge, smear, spot, blotch, dot, mark, and the one sentence used is the writing was messy and blotted. Now, children, you may have noted the main points from the text. If so, please think of answering these questions. Now, the questions to think of their answers. What according to Seattle the ground beneath the feet of the children is compared to? What is the earth rich with? What is it that unites one family? How is the God's compassion distributed between the red men and the white men? What do you think is the chief Seattle's attitude towards nature and the white race? Okay, children, now I am going to give you an activity or assignment. Please go through the input supplied to you and develop the ideas into the script of the speech. Before you begin to write the script of the speech, please do remember to follow the features of the speech. Here is the list of the indicators to be followed while constructing the script of the speech. Now, the indicators of the speech: contextual relevance, organization of ideas, interactive and persuasive language, citation of examples, quotes, etc., conventions of writing, coherence, the use of connectives and pronouns. Imagine your school conducted the World Environment Day on June 5. It was the elocution competition on the importance of the day. You also took part in the event and won the prize. Your speech, whatever you construct, should reflect the following ideas in it. Now, the ideas to be thought of: the threats to animals and plant life, the pollution of the air, water and earth and the consequences, the need to preserve our environment for ourselves for the future generation. Okay, children, take the help of your subject teacher and construct the discourse. I will be waiting to correct your task when we meet again. You may have enjoyed our class yourselves a lot. Bye, children, bye. Wish you happy digital learning.